You might not know this, but many women call well-dressed men over 40 intimidating. Not because of looks, because of what your style says about you. Stay here for a second, because once you understand this, you won't see yourself the same way again. Style has shifted. Men over 40 dress sharper and carry real presence. But that presence often gets misunderstood. Today you'll see what that reaction really means and how to turn it into an advantage. Let's step into it. People notice how you look long before they hear what you say. Women pick up on these signals faster than you think. When your appearance is clean and deliberate, it sends a steady message. Stability. Standards. Self-control. Clothes that fit, a tailored coat, solid shoulders, well-made boots, quietly say, you're not drifting, you're not lost, you're not hoping life sorts itself out on its own. You've made choices, and choices reveal character. To a lot of women, a man in his 40s who dresses with intention feels finished. Not flawless, but settled. Not searching, but grounded. That alone can hit harder than you realize. Think of your look like the cover of a book. The second someone sees it, they form expectations about the story inside. A refined exterior suggests depth, experience, and discipline, and people react to that image before they ever meet the real you. Picture a woman walking into a quiet cafe. Across the room, she notices a man in his mid-40s. Relaxed posture, clean grooming, neutral colors. She sees calm eyes, a watch chosen with care, a coat that looks like it was made for him, not borrowed at the last second. She isn't reacting to fabric and buttons. She's reacting to what it all implies. This man has direction. This man has structure. This man has a past that taught him something. In a world full of confusion and noise, that level of steadiness can feel intense. A lot of guys think women pull back from the clothes. In reality, it's the story behind the clothes that lands hardest. Maturity, clarity, emotional steadiness. Those qualities are rare, and anything rare triggers a stronger response. And this is where it gets interesting, because the surface is only the first layer. The next part runs deeper, the masculine edge that develops as you age. Now let's talk about what time does for you. As the years pass, certain features sharpen. Lines in your face settle with meaning. Your jaw looks stronger. Your eyes look calmer, more observant. If you wear a beard, it doesn't just add hairs, it adds presence. When you combine those natural changes with clean, structured clothing, the effect multiplies. Your presence carries weight without you forcing it. Women might not label it dominance, but they feel something close to it, a steady, controlled energy that younger men rarely project. Imagine arriving at an evening event in a dark tailored jacket. Quiet textures, polished boots. You're not loud, you're not showing off, you're just there. Yet the room shifts around you. A younger man pulls his shoulders back. His voice firms up. He straightens his shirt as if he suddenly wants to look more put together. A woman pauses mid-sentence, not because she's scared, but because a capable presence just entered her space. That reaction isn't really intimidation, and it's recognition. People feel certainty when it moves past them. Now, here's a hard truth most men never hear. Most men don't intimidate anyone. They're invisible, and that's the real problem. You're not invisible anymore, and people react to that. Many men worry this kind of strength pushes women away. But controlled intensity, blended with calm warmth, is one of the most attractive energies a man can carry. And this presence does something else as well, something subtle that's easy to miss. The energy you give off doesn't just land on women. Men feel it too, and their shift sends signals she picks up instantly. That leads to a dynamic very few men ever think about: the social mirror. Let me tell you the part most men never pay attention to. When you walk into a room looking composed, other men change before you say a word. Some go quieter, others stand taller, a few glance away, a few size you up, Some start competing. Women see all of it instantly. This man-to-man adjustment shows your social weight more clearly than the outfit itself, because she isn't only reading what you put out, she's watching how the whole space reacts around you. It's like wind moving around a solid, rooted tree. The tree barely moves, but everything else bends and sways. Your presence is that tree. When other men show caution, respect, or quiet competition, she reads it as a signal. This man carries influence. This man changes the tone of the room. This man doesn't have to fight for space, since he already owns it. Once you've seen this play out a few times, it's no surprise women form strong opinions of you so quickly. But the social layer is only one part. The deeper judgment happens much closer. In the tiny details she reads the moment her eyes land on you. That's where the silent story begins. Here's where the scan gets personal. Women scan micro details with impressive speed. Not just jackets or hair, but the quiet markers most men ignore. Your shoes, your scent, your beard line, your walk, your posture, your pace. Each detail gives her clues about the life you lead. Not whether you're good-looking, but whether you're intentional. A refined man sends a clear signal of emotional maturity, someone who's past chaos, past ego, past playing games. Someone who respects calm consistency. Women feel that shift immediately. A lot of men try to melt into the background. You don't. Not when you dress on purpose. A well-dressed man over 40 stands apart, and that contrast makes her impression of you even stronger. Think about her at a work event. Two men walk in, one in a hoodie and worn sneakers, the other in a navy coat, simple wool trousers, subtle cologne, easy posture. She tells herself she isn't judging anyone, but her mind does what minds do. It draws a fast conclusion. The second man reads as grounded, capable, responsible, even if she knows nothing about him at all. That's how quickly her brain writes the first chapter of your story. This is where a lot of guys misunderstand the game. They assume that dressing down will make them more relatable, more approachable, less intimidating. But shrinking your identity doesn't build connection. It just lowers your signal. Refinement beats retreat every time. And here's the part men rarely admit to themselves. Those details don't just change how she sees you, they change how you feel in your own skin. When your image levels up, there's a period where you're growing faster than people expect, and faster than you may feel inside. That's where the transition phase begins. This next part is something every man who upgrades his style goes through. When a man starts dressing better, something strange often happens. You feel exposed. Not because the clothes are loud, but because the identity is new. People around you react to the change. Friends joke about you getting fancy. Coworkers ask if you have a big meeting. Family members want to know what the occasion is. They aren't reacting to fabric. They're reacting to the upgrade. And that upgrade forces them to redraw their mental picture of you. This stage is uncomfortable, but it's normal. Every evolution feels awkward before it feels natural. Think of it like renovating a room in your home. During the work, everything looks wrong. Furniture is out of place, dust everywhere. But once the new design settles, you can't believe you lived with the old version for so long. You're not overdressed, you're evolving. As this upgraded version of you starts to feel natural, one question rises to the surface. How do you keep your strength, but make your energy easier to approach? That's where warmth makes all the difference. Now we fine-tune. You don't have to dress down to seem open. You only need to soften the edges of your energy. Women respond best to a balanced signal, strength guided by calm. A relaxed brow, a steady eye contact. Warmer tones, taupe, cream, navy, olive. A subtle smile that says you're present, not guarded. Small shifts like these change how people feel around you, without lowering your standards. Imagine a man walking into a cafe in a taupe overcoat, cream knit, clean denim. Simple, sharp, approachable. That kind of look holds authority and ease at the same time. Women respond with curiosity, not caution. Adding warmth doesn't water you down, it refines you. It takes intense and turns it into invite him over. And once that warmth becomes part of your natural presence, another factor steps in. The actual room you walk into. Different spaces read you in different ways, and that shift matters. Here's something men forget. The room has a vote too. Your presence doesn't land the same everywhere. In casual spots, the grocery store, a park, a laid-back bar, a well-dressed man stands out immediately. People notice the contrast. In formal settings, business events, nice restaurants, your look blends into the environment a bit more, but your composure still makes you memorable. At a friend's backyard gathering, you come across as refined. In a cafe, you seem composed. In a high-end restaurant, you simply look like you belong. Women sense these shifts faster than they can explain. That's why in one space you're intimidating, and in another you're interesting. When you learn to read the room and adjust your warmth, posture, or tone, you gain real control over your impact without changing who you are. Mastering that gives you power over the outside world. But there's one reaction you can't feel from inside your own skin: how you actually look from the outside. That's where the real gap begins. This next piece explains more than almost anything else. There's a simple, surprising truth about your presence. You don't feel as intense as you appear. In your own mind, you're just going through your day, thinking about emails, tasks, errands, plans, nothing dramatic. But on the outside, women often see a man who appears calm, sure of himself, and in control. The gap between how you feel internally and how you show up externally is bigger than most men realize. You see your flaws. Women see your steadiness. You're worried about a wrinkle in your shirt. She's noticing that your shoulders are relaxed and your expression is firm but calm. This is one reason men underestimate their own power. You've grown into qualities you stopped measuring: strength, depth, assurance. Everything you've been through, the wins, the failures, the lessons, adds up to a presence you no longer pay attention to, but the people around you do. That gap explains more than you think. It shows why some people tighten up when you walk in, and why others feel drawn to you without knowing why. And that leads straight to the truth behind that intimidating label. Now we can finally call this reaction what it really is. You represent a kind of man that's becoming rare, consistent, intentional, put together, grounded. None of that is threatening. All of it is magnetic. Women are drawn to clarity. Your style makes that clarity visible fast. Your presence makes people reflect on themselves. Some admire it, some feel inspired, some feel insecure. Some transfer that insecurity onto you. But their reaction is not proof that you're too much. It's proof that you're operating at a higher standard than they're used to. Imagine a woman meeting a well-dressed man at a dinner party. He's calm, direct, centered. Later she says, he seemed intimidating at first, but only because he looked like he had his life together. That isn't fear, that's respect, wrapped in surprise. When a man finally understands that difference, he stops shrinking himself to make others comfortable. He steps fully into who he is. You started this video wanting to know why women sometimes call well-dressed men over 40 intimidating. Now you see the truth. Your presence signals clarity, capability, and direction, and people react to that more than the clothes themselves. So here's your next move. Don't downplay that signal, refine it. This week, upgrade one thing: your shoes, your coat, your grooming, your posture. A small shift will amplify everything you learned here. And if you want to become the kind of man who doesn't just walk into a room, but changes it, then don't stop here. For your next step, watch this video right after this one. What women notice first in a man over 40. It connects directly to today's message and gives you the inside view of the cues women pick up on instantly. Before you go, tap like if this opened your eyes. Hit subscribe if you're serious about elevating your style and presence. And in the comments, answer this. What part of your presence do you think women notice first? Keep your standards high, keep showing up with purpose, because the moment you walk into a room, the story begins. And now you know how to write it.